my dog. I hear him talk stupid. I tell you, I said, they're gonna get you.
You said what?
I told him they're gonna get you.
Who, Doug?
Yeah, I told him.
Like the police? Or
yeah, I said, the feds gonna get you. I said, all that shit you doing, they're gonna get you.
And what did he say?
He's like, I know.
So you don't care?
No, he don't. He ready. He laughed, said, I know. I told him, I said, they're gonna get you. I said, you put all this shit in there, you don't fuck about no cop, and tell him just how you is, they don't like it. They're gonna get you. They're gonna watch you for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Maybe $2 million for a lawyer for all the killings, all that stuff.
I told him that. They're gonna watch you. As long as they're gonna watch you, they're gonna get you.
He tried to sacrifice a goat, but it ended up him being gutted.
After learning that one of those YSL defendants, Shannon Stillwell, was stabbed last night at the Fulton County Jail, we are told that he is here in the emergency room expected to make a...
Just like, well, make sure you don't take me with you, because at the end of the day, I don't have nothing to do with shit you got going on. Bitch started as a bitch fuck you. You know what I mean? Gave me a hug. They didn't give me no money.
When's the last time you seen him and hung out with him?
After 10 months, jury selection in the YSL RICO trial finally ended a couple weeks ago, and the trial actually started. We saw some opening statements from defense. The trial is on hold after some opening statements, and you could tell at least Yak Gotti has a very skillful attorney.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Yak Gotti. I got bodies on bodies. Okay. He's rapping about sleeping with a bunch of women at the same time. Or maybe not. Maybe that's not it. Maybe he's rapping about when he was a high school football star over at rape.
Last week, a guy named SB, aka Shannon Stillwell, was gutted. He was hit with a knife somewhat seriously in the county jail down there in Atlanta, and the trial has been put on hold until January 2nd, 2024.
Shannon Stillwell was stabbed multiple times after getting into a fight with another inmate at the jail. All of the defendants must be in court for this trial to continue. So the judge has announced just about an hour and a half ago that this trial will continue on January 2nd.
You think he don't like you, looks at you sideways, why would he tell you?
Who?
Doug.
No, he don't look at me sideways. He just people in his ear. You know what I mean? So many people in his ear. This it. So when I go around, like last time we went around, we just sat there and talked. But when Shannon was around, I just didn't like the way I didn't like the way this shit played out.
What, Shannon?
Yeah, I just felt like Shannon just, like I told Shannon, stop going around. I feel like I ain't stupid. I don't think nothing when it comes to me and him, because he know what I mean. I don't fear nothing, but he's stupid. You know what I mean? He's still stupid.
And the reason why I said he tried to gut a goat and he was the one who got gutted is Shannon Stillwell, one of the accused shooters in the Donovan Thomas homie, which is at the center of the YSL RICO. When he was arrested, he was in a backyard in Atlanta, and they were engaging in the ceremony to sacrifice a goat.
I'm going to use caution. Shannon is to be armed and dangerous. Goat subject armed and dangerous.
Go in the house, go in the house. Go in the house. What's going on? Yeah, but see, no. Why are you
here? This Shannon Stillwell character, SB, was taken into custody about 2 months before indictment back in May of 2022.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be
Shannon can't stay out of his own way.
Right.
You don't get a bond and then go steal and then flip your car and steal the person's car that tries to help you. Like, we don't do that.
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, he just did that. He flipped his car. A good human stops to see if he's okay, and he steals their car. Like, Shannon's had plenty of chances, and Shannon screws up every chance he gets. You've had plenty of chances in the past. You've made a lot of mistakes. We can agree on that.
So what else can I help you with? If I can tell you one more thing. And I mean.
So that was some footage of Stillwell's arrest. And as you can see in the backyard, looks like that's where the goat ceremony was at. The footage of the goat stuff was requested to be suppressed, of course, by Stillwell's attorney. Not sure what the status of that is, but there's his arrest. And that occurred a couple months before the actual RICO indictment, which came down, I think, May 9th of 2022. So Stillwell had already been taken into custody. What was he in custody for? What was he being arrested for that day? Well, just maybe a few days prior to that footage.
23-year-old identified by the Fulton County Medical Examiner as Shymel Drinks was found shot to death. Police found his body inside a car Monday night after a witness reported the car because it was parked on Windsor Street underneath the I-20 overpass.
And all of the parties having been involved in this incident did belong to a criminal street gang.
A guy named Shymel Drinks was driving on the I-20. So if you haven't been in Atlanta, the I-20 kind of rings downtown Atlanta, and there's some interchanges. It's like a downtown area, a bunch of big freeway interchanges. An Audi drove up next to him, emptied a bunch of bullets into the car, and unalived Mr. Drinks. And Stillwell is accused in that hit. And as I said, he also, in the RICO case, he's accused of being one of the triggermen in the hit on Donovan Nut Thomas.
Folks says a car with 3 known gang members in it pulled up alongside the victim's car, shot him multiple times, and sped off. One suspect remains on the run. The 2 others were tracked down and arrested in East Point Thursday following a chase.
I don't know what the motive of hitting Drinks was, but Stillwell's charged with that. And yeah, he was trying to sacrifice a goat, presumably as some ritual to protect himself, when the people came and caught them in the act. Whether we'll see the footage of that goat ceremony, who knows?
How could I help myself? That's all I'm asking.
Like I said, we can't, Woody, I can't make it any
So
clearer.
that's this pointless
No,
conversation.
it's not pointless. Like I said, we'll
You keep
convince
saying
you.
that.
What I'm saying is, I can't offer you anything. Investigator Flores can't offer you anything. We can let the district attorney's office know and down there that you were cooperating.
The information I had, they want to hear right now.
I mean, we can pass it to
You
them.
say you can pass it to them, I think something gonna happen today.
What's gonna happen?
Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight.
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who. But there's so much going on in the city, I don't know who. You're gonna have to. But
This is a murder that's about to take place with some very high people. And the stuff that I know right now, you know what I mean, she'll be able to help me get out of my situation.
So every
I can
day.
tell y'all this much right here. I know the people are gonna go do it. I can get the time when they gonna go do it. So y'all can catch them in the act. I know.
Who's the target?
One guess.
I mean, Lucci's locked up.
Shell Kel.
So how?
She always been tight.
Who?
Kel.
Who's always been tight?
Shell Kel.
And who?
He's this man. He's obsessed with this guy. He won. This is as much as I can say. Cause y'all already taken.
Wait, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna get lost. You said who's tight with Shell? No, your friend's not here. Nobody can hear you. Like your friend's not here. We moved him for that
Yeah,
purpose.
but the person y'all just think that I did tell me anything. He wants him. He want him as bad.
So you're talking about Jeffrey.
But one thing I do know you can call someone on their phone and they hear what I have to say. And I can call this person right here in y'all face with a better background and let y'all hear and see his face. Tell me how they plan on doing this. Or
Call who?
the person I'm talking about. I care for him and I hate I'm doing it to him, but
Who?
I don't think.
I'm not gonna say
You know so many
Pretty
people.
sure.
I don't know.
this somebody who close to me.
Is it Young Bud?
I didn't say no name.
Hold on.
What time it is?
7:04.
If I could be released before 11 to 12 o'clock, to show you how serious I am, if I could be released, let people can see me and Money coming out of jail together, the city jail for whatever. Y'all can be right there to see me meet up with them and discuss it. Well, however y'all want to take it by then, y'all see where cut they ran in, y'all can catch them in the act. Y'all can do that. Right now, this nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how
He
he used to move.
reckless.
He moved different. But he want this nigga so bad that he's back reckless.
Why he want him so bad?
Cause I can give you everybody's name. I give you the cars that I know. Or like I said, I don't know what cars they're gonna use because the car, they don't have a hot car up on my knowledge right now, but most likely, like I said, I can meet up with them right before they do it. Y'all
That
can be right
puts you
there.
in too much danger, we can't do that.
No.
That, we have to rethink a plan, they're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Because if God forbid something happens to you, it's on us.
No, it's different because they trust me. They trust me. Even with the situation with me and Thug, we both look at each other sideways when we around. But he still do this a lot. I just look at him like, he's still stupid. You know what I mean? Like he rich, why would you be stupid? That's why I get away from him. I get away from him. That's why you never see me post. I don't know, I mean, I just hate being around.
Now that guy just talking is really one of the linchpins of this whole YSL case. His name is Kenneth Copeland. He's called YSL Woody, and he was one of Thug's guys, known on the street as one of his main shooters. And not to be funny, disrespectful or anything, but something I notice now in a lot of these cases, you see these young men getting interviewed. YSL Woody was interviewed on my guy Dirty Glove Bastards Off the Porch thing. It seems slow, and he's one of the ones that seemed slow. And here you see him in the interrogation room ready to give up everyone. He's talking about Jeffrey. He doesn't want to do it to him. That's his guy. And if you notice, him and that female detective seem to have an ongoing relationship, saying, oh, I've never lied to you before. Who knows how much information he had passed along to her over the years. Woody, in 2015, just months after the murder of Nut Thomas, when the beef with YFN was heating up, he was caught with a submachine gun in a book bag at a rec center basketball game somewhere in southwest Atlanta, and he ended up doing 5 years federal time for the gun case. So he gets out in 2020. This interrogation footage is from November 2021, so he'd maybe been out a little more than a year, still on parole. He was in a car that had a gun. He didn't have the gun, but he had a clip in his pocket.
I have never tricked you, I've never been disrespectful to you.
So what?
Listen to me, listen to me. I'm not the person that can help you with anything.
Right there, that's just minor traffic infraction. Driving with no license, if no license, or suspended license, and the reckless driving for going through that light like how he did. Bullshit. You feel me? Bullshit. You know what it is.
And just so you guys know, any of you messing around, if the feds want to do you bad on a gun case, once you got a charge, like there's something called the Armed Career Criminal Act. I think if you've already had, if it's your second charge with a gun, 15 years off top before any charges of anything else. 15 years, you're an armed career criminal.
Federally, they can charge you with the ammunition. Statewide, you're probably gonna get charged with the gun.
I'm gonna get charged with the gun?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't no gun in the car.
There was a gun in the car.
Where y'all find the gun at?
I wasn't out there. There was a gun in the car though.
I'm sure Copeland was aware of that, so he's playing what's called get down first. And he wasn't too slow to know to tell him, hey, I'm not telling you anything until I get a formal deal.
I'm not saying that I trusted Gaten too. You know how much I did for Gaten?
Okay. But what I'm saying is, it's not me. That's not me.
I can understand if I was out doing something. If I was shooting at people, I mean, I could take my lick. But if I'm not trying to harm nobody, and I'm just trying to keep people off me, it's a difference. I know I do dumb shit. I post dumb shit. But not one single time have this shooting happened in Canada 3 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was over a dice game. They didn't have nothing to do with me. That shooting happened in the park, bro. I was in Clark County with a female. They had nothing to do with
Shooting
me.
in the park?
Somebody pulled up because somebody out there did something, somebody, the police come say, oh, we know that this is because of Woody and Tamika. Shit, they have nothing to do with this. But just because a shooting happened, it don't mean it's involved with this.
And if you can't understand what he's saying because of the heavy accent, among other things he's saying, they're planning on doing a homicide tonight. If you let me out, I can set it up so that you can catch them in the act. Wow.
Y'all could be around, y'all could be right there, and I can meet up with them and let you hear a conversation. I can FaceTime them.
Well, he knows you're in custody, you can't FaceTime him, he gotta know what's up.
Okay. Right now, if you go sit the police up there in front of their club, they're not gonna do it. I can go sit in pretrial, White Street, and get right back out and FaceTime them right in your face and let you hear these niggas talk. Because they think that FaceTime can't be months, which they stupid. Every last one of these niggas talk on FaceTime.
Like who?
Doug, though, he told him don't communicate with me, so he communicated with me through somebody else.
Through who?
I'm not doing all that, because you already telling me.
I'm not, listen, we're telling you that the district attorney's office is who will let you know we had a meaningful conversation with you, we spoke to them.
Well, I'm trying to tell you right now.
And I'm trying to think, I can't just bring them just what you gave me, I need a little bit more.
Another part of the interview, Copeland, who I guess from the perspective of a normal person was coming to his senses. He did his 5 years and he realized, oh, this is going to end badly. He was telling our guy, the goat sacrificer, Shannon S.B. Stillwell, you're stupid, you don't have any money in your pocket, you need to watch what you're doing for Thug. But then he says basically, you know, Thug would have those guys in the studio recording, and a FaceTime call from young Thug, Jeffrey, was enough that was sort of like a payment. That was enough to get everybody hyped up. But Copeland himself, just a few days prior to this this interview, confession, snitching, whatever you want to call it, all of the above, he had gotten into it with a guy from YFN called Shell Kel. Shell Kel's apartment complex ended up getting shot up the night of this Instagram live, and he's expressing this surprise, like, well, you guys know about that? That was no big deal. This YSL thing is really interesting because it's so many tangled webs. Mr. Woody's girlfriend was a cop in South Fulton, which I guess is a city in Fulton County. And she was fired not long after this recording because she went in to Mr. Copeland's property and got his phone and tried to delete, I think, all his social media accounts so that there'd be no record of all this stuff. But they caught her, and so yeah. In YSL Woody's Dirty Glove or Off the Porch interview, he says, yeah, when I get in a bad mood, people better go in the house, right? I mean, he's talking real greasy. And he had the reputation in the street and questioning homicides and all that as being very dangerous, but to me, not very gangster. You know, those two things don't go together. Dangerous just means you don't have control of yourself and you'll do some wild act of violence in public, which is what Woody was sort of known for. And he knew he was in big trouble. And, you know, he's talking about how much he cares about Thug, but like he tells the cop, me and Thug are considered so close. If anything happens, people automatically going to look at me. But he didn't do himself any favors by getting caught with that magazine in his pocket. So he was in big trouble, and he was looking to set up his own friends that very night. And that's bad enough, but I'm sure there was a lot of things that caused the YSL-YFN beef. I mean, it predated rap. But YSL Woody was the victim of a robbery by Shell Kel, the guy that Jeffrey wanted to bang out that very night at Club Crucial, which is owned by, I think T.I.'s uncle owned it back in the day, and now T.I. owns it, or he owned it at the time this went on. Shell Kel and some other YFN guys apparently got YSL Woody for his money.
I ain't playing. I'm just tired of this. If y'all could just help me this one time, I mean, that's all I ask. If y'all can't help me, then I'm just gonna go do my time. Cause at the end of the day, this shit ain't never gonna stop. Until y'all find out for some reason, just keep me in jail for the rest of my life until one of these niggas find everything else to kill me. It's just.
Okay, well, we don't want either of those situations, to be perfectly honest with you, because I've had this
Don't
talk
say
with
these,
you.
say you. I know this don't got nothing to do with you. This is
I don't want nobody down for real.
Because here's the thing.
I don't care
Okay, well, we can't do that. What I'm saying is, I can't have this talk every year with you. I can't.
Let me leave.
So this whole Woody versus Shell Kel and Thug wanting to get Shell Kel, I mean, this is according to the prosecutor's theory and this evidence. I'm not breaking any news. I'm just clearly describing it so you can understand why you do not need to be in a gang and running around doing none of this stuff. Because Woody was the victim and YSL, because they robbed Woody a couple days before Nut got whacked. So Woody getting robbed precipitated a lot of this stuff leading to the RICO, and he the first one trying to tell it all. So these are the kind of people you may find yourself down with when the chips get down. The guy you go to defend and get back on, he the one telling on you.
You say work at this return office, it's nothing to me. I have somebody to stay in. We on the other side of the world. I go stay with them.
But you don't. Every time you go to 560 Windsor, every day, or you go to Delmar Rec every day.
I can promise you this. I leave my social media and I put the damn thing on leg and stay in the house.
You are monitoring now.
That ain't nothing, man. I mean, I have to check in every 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But it's a difference when I'm in my mind, I'm not doing that. But when this nigga got out of jail, I knew, okay, I can't move like I would because they not gonna want both of us to be on the street together because they feel as if they're gonna have to do a lot of work. Like I said, the information they got on this nigga, they got all his information, all his whereabouts. They got everything going on. How?
How?
Because what he doing to his people. His people giving this information up.
Who paying his people?
Who paying?
Somebody had to pay him for them to give up the information.
This nigga's a real buddy. I don't know if you ever dealt with him. This nigga's a real buddy. These niggas don't even want no money to get rid of him.
Now, another interesting thing in this interview with Woody, he's saying, yo, I'll start telling right now, but I can't go to the county jail because it's not safe. You can't protect me. And the detective, the black male detective, he's like, yeah, we know stuff was going on there. So remember I said his own girlfriend, Woody's girlfriend, was a crooked cop, or at least she was willing to steal evidence for her boyfriend. I mean, I don't know what else she did or didn't do, but if she was willing to do that, what wouldn't she do?
Of South Fulton police officer accused of abusing her badge to protect her boyfriend. Investigators say 27-year-old Aaliyah Jackson, who joined the city's police force in 2019, was booked into jail last month on felony charges after she tried to interfere with a major police operation targeting Metro Atlanta's most notorious drug dealers and gang members. Among the suspects, Jackson's boyfriend, Kenneth Copeland, a convicted felon and documented gang member who served time in federal prison in 2018. Right now, it's unclear how long the two have been in a relationship, but police arrested Copeland on October 27th after they say he was caught driving in his girlfriend's car with a loaded gun inside. Following his arrest, police say that Jackson tried to delete her boyfriend's Instagram page containing photos of gang activity. She's also accused of trying to disable his phone, which police were storing as evidence.
So he's telling these two detectives, you put me in the Fulton County jail, them guards talk too much. YSL's gonna know I'm in jail. I'm gonna get killed in jail. And as we've seen from all these stabbings, even during the trial, I mean, the county jail is very unsafe there.
One inmate is dead and 2 others recovering after being stabbed at the Fulton County Jail, the 5th death at the jail within the last month.
Boy, I feel sorry for the people in jail anywhere, but like in some of those southern prisons, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, there's so little staffing. I mean, guys are walking around. I've seen footage. They're walking around, they're wearing shanks that big as necklaces. Pretty frightening. And the detectives don't even bother to be like, oh no, we can protect you. They know that YSL, YFN is all infiltrated within, well, let me not say them, they're infiltrated, but certain people in those groups may have relatives, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and information will get out.
It doesn't.
What time it is?
7:04.
If I could be released before 11 to 12 o'clock, to show you how serious I am, I could be released. Let people can see me and Money coming out of jail together. The city jail for whatever. Y'all can be right there to see me meet up with them and discuss it. Well, however y'all want to take it by then, y'all see where Cuddy ran in, y'all can catch them in the act.
I'm not doubting that, and I don't want you to get all fucked up because of something like that. It's the last thing I want to do. If you're willing to help out with something like that, I would certainly not want to put your life in danger. That's the black male cop tells Woody that at some point. Now, the female detective, who again, her and Woody, this ain't their first time talking, she says to him, Jeffrey doesn't care anything about you. We've had this conversation 100 times, you know that. And Copeland responds, I know that. You think I care about him? Mind you, this is the time he's on Thug's, you know, they're all living off a young Thug. And I get it. Later on, Copeland accurately, if you believe the prosecutor's versions of events, and I have no special knowledge of any of this, Copeland says, you know, Thug, you're rich. Why are you doing this? This is stupid. I don't want to be around this. We're going to get in trouble.
Even with the situation with me and Thug, we both look at each other sideways when we were around. But he still do this a lot. And I just look at him like, he's still stupid. You know what I mean? Like, he rich. Why would you be stupid? That's why I get away from him. I go, I get away from him. That's why you never see me post. I don't know. I mean, I just hate being around.
Smart, you're right. But here's where people don't, you know, go away then. Go move to another state. Get a job flipping burgers in a small town in Georgia and live your life. But now you want to ride around in Thug's cars, wear the jewelry and get the leftover girls and smoke your weed and whatever, but you don't want what comes with that. Always remember, you know, if you have certain type of friends, you tell them, hey, I don't get down like that. I'm just your buddy. I meet you for, we eat Wingstop and talk about the game, but don't get me in none of your trouble. Okay, but don't be riding around playing tough guy, accepting money. You get the trouble that comes with that. That's when you become a snitch. If you're a regular person that's friends with somebody, or you tell somebody, hey, I changed my life, keep me out of that. But if you're down with the dark side, well, you take what comes with all of that. Well, you should.
You want to talk about Gaither and whoever else, I've never done that to you.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much information then, since you're saying it. And I can just see what you do. And once I
remember how many times I should have violated your probation? And
we'd
have to keep having face-to-face in the office?
No, I say this. No, you're right.
Because you know what I feel bad for? I feel bad for Zari and Caitlin. Because the way you talk about you don't have parents.
No, listen, if you know my mind frame, you would be able to understand why I say as much as I say to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I pay attention to things. I pay attention to how you do other people and how you deal with me. But like I said, I can give you a certain amount of information right now. Containing that right there. Whatever else I know, I can just see how you deal with me.
It's gonna be on hold.
Huh?
I said it's gonna be on hold.
What you mean?
All that other information.
No, I'm just saying, like.
Now, Woody, like I said, had a bad reputation for violence. The police are discussing a quote that when you go someplace, it often ends up getting shot up a few hours later. So whether it was him or he was part of a crew, there was at least a perception that Woody was one of the trigger pullers. He was riding around with a full clip on parole, fresh from doing 60 months for a gun charge. Now here's Shell Kel in a music video. Shell Kel's the skinny, thinner guy. He was a YFN artist. I don't know, was he one of their goons or there was just a particular night, but Woody says Jeffrey is obsessed with getting Shell Kel and they were going to get him that very night. Remember, Shell Kel robbed Woody. So if Jeffrey's obsessed with getting Shell Kel, is forget back on who he thinks is his road dog.
When 560 Windsor got shot up, I said, oh my God, I hope you didn't get shot. That's what I said, because I knew they were coming for you. Or what? Okay, Woody, but every time you get out and you go somewhere, some shit gets shot up. Remember when the white car got shot up at a 656 and your sister's head almost got blown off?
I wasn't there.
Okay, but guess what? What was it a result of?
That was a real...
Of people coming for you. So you gotta stop at some point. You know not to go to Mechanicsville. You're wrong. You're an adult. You're a grown man.
And to show the fantasy world, I don't know if it's because everyone's high on promethazine, when Woody did his off the porch interview, he was bragging, I did my 60 months, I stood 10 toes, I didn't tell. I think at that point, he may have already given some information, but he didn't think anybody knew. People living these dual lives, man. If you're gonna mess around with somebody, you got to really, quote unquote, pause no homo, get in bed with them, meaning you got to be around them all the time. And you got to really know what's up with them. Like, hey, where is this? He's supposed to be somewhere at 4 o'clock. Well, where were you at? From 4 to 8. Called your baby mom. I called your girlfriend. Where were you at, sir?
And earlier this week, a 23-year-old identified by the Fulton County Medical Examiner as Shannon Stillwell was found shot to death. Police found his body inside a car Monday night after a witness reported the car because it was parked on Windsor Street underneath the I-20 overpass.
And all of the parties having been involved in this incident did belong to a criminal street gang.
Woolfolk says a car with 3 known gang members in it pulled up alongside the victim's car, shot him multiple times, and sped off. One suspect remains on the run. The 2 others were tracked down and arrested in East Point Thursday following a chase.
Now, another reason Shell Kel was on the hit list is because our goat sacrificing buddy, Shannon Stillwell, from the beginning, again, along with Yak Gotti, accused triggerman in the murder of Donovan Nut Thomas, kind of the linchpin of this RICO against YSL. Stillwell was in a car being driven by a woman, and another car pulled up, unloaded. SB was shot. He lived, obviously. The woman was has small children, 2 to the head, just like Young Thug's baby mother, their bowling alley, dead. And Shell Kel, Kelvin Watts, was arrested and made the news for that.
We'll never see their mom again. It was very devastating for the family. We still have unanswered questions as to the reason why.
Ms. Jones, so far, we don't see any reason why she would have been the target of the attack. So our investigation is leading us towards the other 2 individuals that were in the car.
Police say Bobby Hardy and Kelvin Watts were picked up overnight with information supplied from Crime Stoppers tips. In the case of Watts, he had just been released from jail on September 22nd on serious charges, according to records. The violent street incident that took Tiara Jones's life happened 4 days later.
Now, Shell Kel himself, he was in prison pretty much the same time Woody was, from 2015 to 2020. Somehow out of that case, that murder case and attempted murder with Stillwell and that girl, obviously Shell Kel wasn't convicted of murder. He did about 5 years, so he was out. So they blamed him for shooting SB, killing the girl, robbing Woody. They were really out for Shell Kel. In this video, he don't look any It's funny, I mean, you don't really know how somebody is. Not to say anybody's guilty, I have no idea. But the things they're accused of, everybody looks the same, everybody's wearing the same clothes, got the same haircut, use the same slang. You don't know what anybody's doing unless you know what they're doing.
Out of character. Like
you won't even tell me what I'm here for.
I'm not, this is the APD thing. So what I'm saying.
Are you FBI now?
No, I work with I'm at the DA's office now, so an investigator in their gang unit.
You said you're an investigator?
At the DA's office, at the Fulton County District Attorney's office. I'm an investigator in their gang unit. So, if you give me a minute, let me call somebody. I don't want to, like I said, I gotta make sure everything's done correctly. I don't want to, but you're saying you'll talk to us without, I don't know, I'll take you to a different floor, okay? Okay, but I don't want, if you're gonna talk, I don't want anybody to hear you, okay?
He going to jail too.
So this interrogation was October 27th, 2021. Back in early 2015, Woody got robbed coming out of Club Crucial. A couple of days later, Donovan Thomas gets unalived. Months pass, and Shannon Stillwell is with the young lady, and Shell Kel is accused of killing her and shooting SB. But Woody sure didn't want to go back to prison. He was doing so much singing, he needed a publishing deal.
So how did y'all get on to them? This is the information I'm talking about.
Do you know how reckless y'all talk on those jail calls? Do you know how reckless y'all talk on the jail calls?
We play too much.
Y'all reckless. I mean, do you know that everybody talks when they come in here?
But I'm concerned with my safety.
I had never.
D is fake. Kevin fake. I'm not concerned about my safety when it comes to them. I'm concerned about it when it comes to these people.
We're not going to put you out there. I've never put you out there. When you told us about FAT that time, we didn't put you in any paperwork.
Somebody is supposed to get killed tonight, YSL Woody is saying. There's a murder that's about to take place with some very hot people. And the stuff I know right now should help me get out of my situation.
This is different. I mean, like, you'll see with your own eyes. They're just going to do it another night. I know how this works. Remember the 40 shootings back and forth? If they don't do it tonight, they're going to do it tomorrow night.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, y'all don't understand how many different people involved.
I understand. Trust me, I understand.
No, you don't, because you'll be surprised who all involved.
Listen.
I'm telling you.
So what sides are involved?
Say it again.
What sides? What sets?
Who's involved?
Everybody. Every single body from drug dealers, everybody involved.
I'll tell y'all this much right here, though. I know the people who are going to do it. I can get the time when they're going to go do it, so you can catch them in the act. Wow.
If this pans out as truthful tonight, we may come back and try and have another conversation with you. But we have to be able to say, he gave us, listen to me, you gave us something that, okay, you're truthful. You're right, you gave us information of value. And I'll pass that along, that, hey, this is something that made a big difference. This is a big deal that he gave us.
Because a lot of other stuff we want to talk about.
Y'all just take me to jail, because it's the same thing I already went through right there. What I'm gonna make this shit up for?
I'm not saying you're making it up.
This nigga he ain't displaying, he having a party at this club.
I believe you on that.
It's different between, because
But I'm telling you what's being asked of me. Like, they're asking me, well, who's gonna go do it?
YSL affiliate Woody goes on to describe the person he's incriminating. He doesn't say young thug, but he nodded his head to Jeffrey, so, I don't know what type of... he was making it up as he went along.
Right now, this nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how
he
used to move.
Reckless.
He moved different. But he want this nigga so bad that he's back reckless.
Why he want him so bad?
Because
I don't so much have a moral problem with informants. If you're killing people and you tell somebody else who's killing people for no reason, it's kind of whatever. But they're not believable. These are people that are trying to get out of trouble. So, if you're connected to a famous person who likes to talk crazy in his rap songs, very easy to blame something on him. Doesn't mean he knew anything about it, and as brain dead as Woody seems like every time I saw him talk, he seemed the type of guy that might just do something on his own and then try to blame it after the fact. That's how little Boosie got out of his murder case. You know, Marlo Mike put it all on him and then retracted it. And it's easy to say, oh, well, Boosie and Thug really are guilty and those guys are just taking the fall. Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, these are teenagers, young guys that seem like they can't read and write too well with behavioral problems, who might just shoot somebody because they think somebody wants to do it for them. I mean,
just telling all type of information. Like I kept telling them, man, keep me away from this shit. You know what I mean? I did my time in jail. You know what I mean? I'm not responsible for nothing. Yeah, you folks goddamn got me tied up in every fucking thing. Cause this nigga, crazy, you wanna get yourself caught up in it. Crazy, man. I told him, man, you right now broke, you ain't got no money in your pocket. But then they call your phone and tell you jump, you gonna jump. This nigga put you in any position right now. I walked in the bathroom, came back, he's on the phone. And he ready to jump, head first. Quay tell me every single thing. You know what I mean? And I ain't got no reason to lie. You know what I mean? I told Quay time out of time, hey man, stop being stupid. You know what I mean? Like you tripping, you dumb as hell, bro. I tell him out of time. Just get to the point, like man. The only reason we had a conversation last night, because I was telling him what somebody came shot him in Canterville. You know what I mean? And he was telling me, you got a phone with Charlotte said, D right here, then third, whatever. Then when they came to me, they were like, ooh, we was in there eating, and then he FaceTimed.
Who FaceTimed?
Thug FaceTimed.
Quay?
While we was right there. And he was like, that bitch got my heart.
In case you were wondering, of course, YSL Woody is not in the courtroom because he wasn't in the indictment. And according to the journalist George Cheedy, who we had a great talk. He's a journalist down there in Atlanta, joined his Substack, George Cheedy. He said he looked in anywhere he could think of to see was Woody in any type of jail setting, which he should be. He was on parole and had a clip. Couldn't find him anywhere. So he's obviously made a deal. He's probably going to pop up as one of the star witnesses. The stuff he said in that courtroom was bad. I'm sorry, in the interrogation room was bad. He could be a rough witness for Thug. Maybe, if Thug's guilty. But if he's not, it shouldn't matter. But he doesn't appear in any jail or federal prison. Sometimes you can find a person's name in the federal prison system. It'll just say not in custody, but the name's there, which means they're doing something funny or transit. But his name isn't anywhere. They may have him in a county jail under a different name, or he might be cooling his heels in some nice low-key apartment somewhere in the outskirts of the massive Atlanta metropolitan area, getting his food Grubhubbed with the police keeping an eye on him. In fact, that's probably what's going on. So he got down first, and he got himself out of trouble, at least for now. So if you believe the prosecutor's version of events, young Slime Life, aka young Snitch Life, a lot of dangerous people. But the question for Thug is, were they dangerous because he was telling them to be? Or that's just who he grew up with, and they were doing things not at his behest, but kind of on their own, on the spur of the moment, and now they trying to throw him under the bus. I don't know, maybe young Thug is a crime boss, but maybe he's not. Quite an interesting, convoluted case. I mean, I ain't gonna say it looks good for Thug, but certainly seems like there could be definitely room for a lot of benefit or reasonable doubt. So we'll see how it plays out for the kid from Cleveland, young Thug, Al Prophet, American Dope.